What's the difference between weather and climate? Weather is the short-term condition of the atmosphere in a given location. Just focus your attention towards short term. Weather describes what's happening right here, right now. I'll give you some examples to describe the weather. It's pouring outside. That's describing the weather, because it is explaining what's happening right here, right now. It's freezing. That's the weather too. The wind is really blowing. That's the weather. Such a foggy night. That too is the weather. Finally, it's hot today. That also describes the weather. The weather can be anything on any given day. The weather reports are prepared by Meteorological Department. This department collects data on temperature, wind, humidity, etc. and makes weather forecast. So weather at the place is the day-to-day condition of the atmosphere at a place with respect to the temperature, humidity, rainfall, wind speed, etc. Now climate on the other hand is the long-term average condition of the atmosphere for a location. Just focus your attention towards long term. Meteorologists record the weather every day. The records of the weather have been preserved for the past several years, say 25 years. These help us to determine the weather pattern at a place. Here are some examples to describe climate much better. It's hot and humid in the Amazon forest. It means, on average, climate of Amazon is hot and humid, but it don't remain same throughout the year. Next we say the South Pole is extremely cold and dry. The Sahara is arid. It means it's dry with very little or no rain. New York City gets cold in the winter, but still it have some warm days in January. Finally, India experiences monsoon season in July. It means usually it's wet and rains in July on an average, but that doesn't mean every minute or every day in July always be wet. So to sum up, weather, what's happening outside right here, right now, while climate, what usually happens here during this time of year. Weather is affected by different elements like temperature, wind, humidity, cloud cover, precipitation, air pressure, etc. And all of these elements constantly changes up and down, and together they give you your local weather. Climate on the other hand is affected by some different factors, that is latitude, proximity to water, mountain ranges, elevation, ocean currents, wind or pressure belt. So climate is affected by many different things, as is weather. Now let us study about weather instruments. To record the daily temperature, there are special thermometers called maximum and minimum thermometers. It is U-shaped glass thermometer with mercury filled at lower part. The maximum temperature is generally recorded in the afternoon and the minimum temperature occurs generally in the early morning. Our next instrument is a barometer. Barometer measures air pressure and its unit includes millibars or inches. Barometer measures how much the air is pushing down on the surface of the earth. Next instrument is a rain gauge. It measures the amount of rain or precipitation that falls, and the units are either inches or centimeter.